So now we're going to get into the defensive players. Now on Madden 25, of course, Tim Frisch from Nerd Alert is with us. We are going to start with the defensive linemen and then get into Frisch's take. So number 1 overall is J.J. Watt. No surprise. He is a mammoth of a human being at an overall 99. They might be a good pick this year, actually. The Texans might be a good pick for Madden 25. I mean, they lost Connor Barwin, who I'm going to get into in a moment, who's actually on the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Texans could be a good pick. Number 2 is Cameron Wake, amazingly a 97. He's 31 years old, a defensive lineman. Geno Atkins of the Bengals is a 97. He is in his contract year. Number 4, Muhammad Wilkerson of the New York Jets is a 96. He had 8 sacks in his last 2 years combined. And to no surprise, DeMarcus Ware is number 5 at 94 overall. I'm going to get into who I think is overrated in just a moment, but who do you have? What do you think of the top 5, firstly, and then we'll get into your overrated, underrated.
I mean, these are the names I recognize. These are the players I hear about the most. So I would expect them to be the
just off the fact
ones.
of who you've heard about the most.
Yeah, who they talk about on sports. I can't watch every football game. Especially,
Why not?
I especially can't pay attention to every defensive player in every football game.
All right, understood.
So I am undereducated in as far as what makes a good defensive player.
Who I think personally is overrated for a defensive lineman is Nick Fairley of the Detroit Lions. Now, obviously, he was drafted out of Auburn. That entire defensive line for the Detroit Lions has major mental issues. However, that aside, him being a 90 is absolutely preposterous for this reason. He had 5.5 sacks last year. If you were to say, I don't know, 1 to 100, where do you think he would place? He was tied for 60th. Is that deserving of a 90 rating? I certainly don't think so. I guess it's just leniency, and he may have blown a few guys at EA. Now, Michael Schur might not agree with me, but Glen Dorsey is an 82. He hasn't done shit. I thought he would be so much better out of LSU. He's an 82 for being what seems like he's had shit year after shit year. Look, I'm rooting for him. I hope he turns it around. I hope he does better. He was a top 5 pick. He may have even been number 3 or number 1 overall in his draft class, but I mean, maybe that's just me. So now we move into the linebackers overall. Von Miller, to no surprise, is the top linebacker at 97 with 88 speed. That's pretty flawless for a linebacker, except he is going to be suspended for the first 6 games. Patrick Willis is a 97 as well, but the speed obviously is in favor of Von Miller. His fellow 49er, Aldon Smith, is a 95. That places him 3rd. Clay Matthews is 4th, also at 95. And 5th, surprisingly, is Lance Briggs out of the Chicago Bears. It should also be noted that Justin Smith is like a 93. So the 49ers defense, per the usual, is awesome.
That I was shocked that the 49ers had 2 in the top 5.
Yeah.
That was pretty remarkable because there's no other category where a team shares anything in the top 5.
And 3 in the top 6.
Yeah.
With Justin Smith.
Out of control.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Here are the ones that I thought were completely undervalued. Connor Barwin of the Philadelphia Eagles is an 83. He had a very, very good season last year, at least in my opinion, for the Houston Texans. He's going to be really good on defense. Paul Kruger was, if Joe Flacco didn't have the postseason he had, he would have been Super Bowl MVP. He could have easily been, if not the best defensive player in the postseason last year. He was a monster, playing for the Browns now, 87 overall. At least give him a 90. I mean, come on. If Nick Fairley's a 90, Paul Kruger's a 90. Isaac Sopoaga is the correct way to pronounce it. He is also on the Philadelphia Eagles. He is an 80. I mean, he's a monster in the middle.
I'm sorry, can I get that one more time?
Isaac Sopoaga.
Okay, good.
But it's spelled...
That's what I thought.
Sopoaga. And lastly, Rob Ninkovich. He was in on like every single freaking play for the New England Patriots. He's an 85. I thought he was deserving of at least a 90 to 92 range as well. So now we move into the secondary. I agree with most of these except for number 1. And that is Revis Island, Darrelle Revis, who was an overall 97. Now, again, here's my thing. He didn't play in 90% of the games last year. I'm obviously overstating that, but I mean, he tore his ACL.
Hyperbole?
Yeah, can you believe that? I mean, it's just very forgiving, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I don't think this list takes into account injury as much as it should.
Right, and we talked about that with Gronkowski as
and
well.
Adrian Peterson.
Well, Adrian Peterson, I agree with.
I'm sticking to that
disagree.
line, yeah.
All right, fine. All right, so number 2, I completely agree with, is Richard Sherman, who's an overall 96. He is huge. He's like 6'2", 6'1", which is huge for a corner. I believe he's 6'2". We move right along. Eric Weddle, a safety for the Chargers, 96 overall. Peanut Tillman, the ball punching Peanut Tillman is 95, and Jarius Byrd of the Buffalo Bills is also a 95, who just ended his holdout, as a matter of fact, with the Buffalo Bills. So, I mean, I agree with those except for Darrelle Revis. I think that's pretty much the obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else to add on the secondary?
No, it's hard to argue with that.